How's it going, everybody? It's a little bit of a rant style video. I just wanted to get some things off my chest, and what I happened to be thinking about today was how you have these soft atheists. You have these people in the atheist community on YouTube who talk about how we can't get rid of religion, how religion does a bunch of good, and how without religion, people would go insane and kill each other, blah, 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 blah. And also I was kind of thinking about the line of thinking of, well, just live and let live, man. And I was thinking about how I grew up and how I think now as an adult. And for some reason, truth matters to me. I grew up with the belief that true things matter even if knowing them caused suffering. Because ultimately, I would want to know that true thing more than I would not want to suffer. So I would have to ask the question, does truth matter? And do you think religious people are just going around believing in things because it makes them behave? Or do you think they're actually truth seekers? People are religious because they also want to know what is true about reality. Now, given that I was once religious, but I was reasoned out of my religion, and I came to the understanding that there is absolutely no evidence for God, and that starting to find meaning outside of false notions of reality fundamentally has more meaning in it than if you try to find meaning in something that is absolutely false. Why is it that I feel that meaning matters more when it is true? Let's say you are living in a simulation. Now, what it seems a lot of these soft atheists are saying is they're saying it's completely fine that people are living inside this simulation as long as they don't hurt other people. Well, I say I was once that man stuck in that simulation thinking all those thoughts that I was indoctrinated with. Now, what type of truth seeker would I be if I didn't point out where people were making mistakes? If I didn't tell people they were believing in something with no evidence? What type of proponent of rationale and reason and logic would I be if I couldn't point out to the person next to me that they weren't believing in things that were true and they had no reason to believe they were true because there was no evidence for it in the first place? What type of person would I be? Well, I think about it, and I think not a very good person, not someone who cared that much about the other person and them ultimately finding what they want out of life. It seems to me that these soft atheists have taken up the position of, well, who gives a fuck about religious people? They're a lost cause in the first place. So why do you even care? Just let them have their cake and eat it too, as long as they don't go around messing with the rest of us. Well, the thing is, we know that's not the case. People can't believe in things without trying to exercise them out into the world, without trying to implement their ideas of reality onto other people. So you can't give religious people this powerful toy and then expect them to not want to play with the toy around you, or not have them want to introduce you to the toy and introduce your kids to the toy. You can't just let people have these false notions of reality, powerful ones at that, that can lead them to do bad things, and then just expect them to keep it to themselves. Now, we all know that religion can lead you to do good things. Like, religious people give more to charity. But I wonder why it is that people give more to charity when they are religious. Is it because hellfire is waiting for them if they don't pay their 10%, which is owed to God? It's funny that when you give up the belief of hell, you also start giving less to charity. And people will point this out saying, look how religion makes you a good person. But then again, we get to that idea of truth. And does truth matter? If someone is doing something good for someone else because ultimately they believe it's going to do good for them in the end, like get them into heaven, are they actually doing something good if their intent was never good to begin with? The outcome was only good. Well, let me ask you this. If someone likes to kick puppies, but he just so happened to kick a puppy right before that puppy was hit by a car, did that person do a good thing by kicking the puppy out of harm's way? Or did he do something bad because the intention was to hurt the puppy? Now, is it only the outcome that matters? Or is it also the intent that matters? And again, it begs the question, does truth ultimately matter if you are going to allow religious people to run around this world believing in things that you know yourself to be false? This is where I cannot condone this line of thinking. These soft atheists who know better themselves but seem to not care about any of the other lost souls, any of the other people searching for meaning in the wrong places. Now, it may be harder to find meaning when you give up religion, but I would argue that it is more meaningful even if it's harder to find that meaning. And I'm not saying that my life has an abundance of meaning, but what I can tell you is that I got pretty fucking sick and tired of searching for truth in religion where it was nowhere to be found. And now that I know better, I will continuously speak out against these indoctrinated beliefs, because at some point in time, maybe I'll be talking to someone who was similar to me when I was younger, who was searching for truth, but kept falling short when it came to religion, and only started to truly find himself when he gave up false notions of reality, when he gave up wishful thinking. Life may become harder, but whoever says easier was better. So I guess that's what I have to say. That's somewhat of a challenge to these soft atheists, or these atheists who think that religion is doing good or there's no reason to speak out against religion. I would ask that person, well, what does truth mean to you then? Does truth matter to you, but you don't think truth matters to any of these other religious people? Because that's obviously what they're doing by being religious. They are seeking truth. Now, I very much doubt that when someone finds out that they're living a lie, that they would want to continue living that lie because it made them give a little bit more to charity. So that's it. That's the end of the rant. That's kind of what I had to say for today. And that's what I'll leave you with. So everyone, have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.